to the kitchen. You are here with Team Mad Rational. Back at you again for episode, what is this, 13, baby? 13, man.
It's lucky number 13.
Lucky number 13. I thought it was lucky number 11.
It's a movie.
Oh, is 13 a lucky number? Don't they like not have like the 13th floor in hotels or something like that? I'm not tripping. That's like a thing. I was thinking,
right? maybe we should just like skip to the 14, but
we're here 13. You know what I mean? Whatever.
With a full moon,
right? And it's not Friday, so it's a plus. Okay, so does the full moon mean the werewolves are out or the thoughts are out?
Where thoughts?
I mean, either way you could get bit. I'm just saying. So anyway, like I said, you're here with Team Mad Rational. I'm your host, Brandon, aka Twitch for Life. I have my partners here, Art, aka Arthur Yves, and Lance, aka MrBroadcast.
MrBroadcast 2018.
My man. All right. Today, since it is Thursday and we just established that, we're going to treat it like Throwback Thursday on our discussion, right? Today we're talking about history of some cartoons and a couple animes and how they came about and what they made us feel and how, you know, I think that's always a fun discussion. You know, you talk about your childhood and how you came up and when life was a simpler place to be. It was simple, you know what I'm saying? Wake up Sunday morning, it's the best day of the week because why? Got cartoons. And then today on the Cut of the Week, we will be listening to Misogi featuring AJ Tracey. Apparently top of the list on Soundcloud. We're about to experience this and figure out why they're the top or if they should be on the bottom. Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Wait, have you seen? The outfit's clean, mean, moving like I'm a machine. I stepped out of crib, young, now I'm top boy on the scene. I stepped out of crib, young, now I'm top boy on the scene. All these designers on me. Wait, have you seen? The outfit's clean, mean, moving like I'm a machine. Stepped out of crib, young, now I'm top boy on the scene. I stepped out of crib, young, now I'm top boy on the scene. All these designers on me, raffle on me. Told her go please. This ain't a Timex, these diamonds are biting, bitch, this a Rollie. Nike my sneak, Gucci and green. We don't do fashion, we dress how we want and it come like a zine.
Okay.
TotW Anderson attire.
Alright. So that was Misogi. I'm confusing Inuyasha with this mother's sucker's name. So that was Misogi featuring AJ Tracey. Okay, so look, this is what we do on the Cut of the Week. We listen to these tracks and we talk about them. And I'm gonna talk about this one. I got some things to say. Cause number one, I'm gonna paint a picture for y'all real quick. Okay? It doesn't matter where you're watching from. It doesn't matter the city, the country, whatever. Look, we all know these places that you go, right? And I don't know what it is or where they get it, but it be these little Chinese food places that every time you walk in, it look the same. They be having different owners. It does not all the same group, but it be the same color counters. It be the same. The menu board in the back is the same. The paper it's printed on is the same. All the pictures is the same. It's the same food, but the food that you get don't look like the picture that's on the wall, right? It's like they went to Chinese food places are us, and they bought everything that was in there, and they put up this little Chinese food place and was like, hey, here we got this Chinese food. That's what the song feels like. It's paint by numbers. It's the same stuff we've been hearing Ain't nothing different. And I'm tired. Why? Like, why are we doing this? Why are we still doing this?
I feel like Snoop Dogg wants to weigh in on this one.
That's what's wrong right now. Everybody trying to rap the same style with the, I don't know who created it, if it was Future or Migos, but all them niggas sound the same.
Eloquently said. Eloquently said.
I agree.
Getting away from the words, getting away from the style of music.
So getting away from the fact that we heard sounds at all.
The production was nice. I mean, like the cat Misogi who did it. I mean, it was simple. Obviously, it's made for a club setting. It's made to dance to, which we all were dancing to when we were listening to it. So, on that front, if that's their goal, they've succeeded. Divorcing the lyrics, divorcing the style of rap that was placed upon the production.
You know what this was? This was toaster strudel with no icing packet.
Peanut butter, no jelly.
Cereal, no milk.
Kool-Aid, no sugar.
Damn.
Bye, Felicia.
It wasn't that bad. It wasn't. I mean, there's been much worse. We were all dancing. Plus, that English accent takes it above the American.
Reaching.
I know, I'm definitely reaching, but like, I'm trying to give it something because I actually didn't hate this one on the level that I usually hate.
I think that has something to do with the amber liquid sitting in your glass, sir.
No. It's our society's conformity to mumble rap. That's the bottom line. We have even in our level of expectations of passion and complexity when it comes to lyricism, we have given in and created an opening for redundant simplicity and lack of expertise and artistry when it comes to mainstream hip-hop. And that has caused this level of mumble rap or rock stars, as these guys like to call themselves, to build an ever-growing and steady fan base. Because we're going on about 3 or 4 years now. A steady fan base that continues to follow them with low expectations. It's almost like being a Cleveland Browns fan and going, but we won a game this year. Last year we didn't win none. Yeah. So the Cleveland Browns, they're 16 games in the football season and they won 0.
That's real bad.
Okay.
That's not new.
Right. But it's nothing new. So now, you know what their expectation is? Like, they're not even talking about winning games. They're like excited for the draft. Like, now the new thing is, but we have 3 picks in the draft, first round now. Like, that's...
We got to stop dipping the paintbrush in the paint can and then slinging it on a canvas and calling it art. Okay? It's enough.
I feel like you're disrespecting him with that. He's a pretty nice guy.
You know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Look. There's music, and then there's people with a beat machine and words, okay? As the ease to create becomes easier, the bar must go up. right? Just because it takes 4 minutes to make substandard work, it shouldn't be praised. I'm just saying. It shouldn't be praised. Right? Now, if you want to dance to it in a club, absolutely. Go dance to it in the club. But don't shove it down my throat and call it art or call it a masterpiece. You know what I'm saying? You know what? That's why I respect Waka Flocka so much. You know why? Because he called this music. What'd he say? Basically, what he was saying is, I'm making this music just to make some money. And he was like real with it. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, you can't do nothing but respect that. Like, you know what I'm saying? You gave it to me as honest as you can. You doing it to make money. You know what? Let me buy you a CD. Come here. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel.
I'm not gonna buy a CD, but
I mean, but you're not me.
I can respect the.
Well, that was the thing. Lil Uzi Vert was like, dude, I'm not saying I'm a rapper. I'm a rock star. Like, I look at myself different. I don't look at myself as a rapper. He was on Hot 97 talking about that. Part of me feels like that's an excuse, but in a sense of me looking at what it means to be a rapper or hip hop artist and the standards I've set, I'm gonna take that, because to me, he realizes it's not a realm he belongs in.
But he's a grown man that walks around with a purse and a blanket.
Man, I'm not even getting to that part right there. I'm not gonna get into his outside the school bus lollipop sucking ass. I'm just saying.
He looked like he just jumped off the Magic School Bus. All right, that's all I'm saying. He might have a ring in his pocket with an elemental. Never mind. Let me stop.
You had rock stars back in the 70s, 80s with women's clothing on.
Him and Rich Homie Quan get together and Don Cheadle pop out in blue paint.
Like, this has been done before. This isn't something that we haven't seen before.
So what are we giving this? Come on. What are we giving this?
All right. So obviously, this track is, you know what? It's a dope club banger, but let's just vote on this thing, okay? Let's just get there. Let's get to the point so we can get to the fun conversation I want to have. All right. This is the cut of the week, like we always do every week. We listen to a track, we talk about a track, talk about all aspects of it, and then we vote on it. Trash or trophy? All right, what you giving this one?
It's trash.
My man, MrBroadcast.
I'm giving it the Oscar award
for trash. You know what? I am going to do something a little bit different today. And I'm going to give this one a trash vote, because this was trash. Please, do better. Do better. Stop painting by numbers my music. Right? If I turn on your track and it sounds like the last 5 tracks that was on the radio, I'm done with it. Right? Give me some artistry in my music. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? And beat makers, do something different. Make your mark. Put your stamp out there on the world, right? Put some style in there. Come on. Look at the great creators. Your Swiss Beats, your Scott Storches. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at what they were doing and do it. Invest in yourself. Invest in your craft. And do something great with it. That's all I'm letting you know. Speaking of the great creators, right? We about to go back. Way back. Like 4 flats on a Cadillac back.
That's a Hanna-Barbera.
That's a good look right there.
Yes.
Boy. Exit stage left.
Back to some Warner Brothers. Back to some Cartoon Network, which is now Boomerang cartoons. Oh, you ain't know about the Boomerang cartoons, did you? The Boomerang Cartoon Network, baby. It's all the throwback cartoons.
Yeah, when Tsunami went down, my heart broke a little bit.
And mine did too, cause me and the little robot dog. That was my dude.
Yo, remember when they updated him though? And everybody was
he was like Fly. I thought he was about to get his own cartoon.
Right?
Oh my gosh.
But like I didn't mind it, cause then the shows that came out with it were dope.
They were dope too. I think one of the shows that came out when they upgraded him was actually Zoids. Remember that? Oh, that was so dope.
It's coming back. 2018.
I can't wait. So it's not gonna be live action. Please tell me no. Are we getting some CGI or we animating? I just hope they don't mess it up. So, but man, cartoons used to really like be great. You know what I'm saying? We have a bunch of animes now that are really good. You know. But we don't have them like great like cartoons though no more, you know. It's not the same, not like it used to be. They in a 24-minute show, they would pack so much story into them things. You know what I mean? Except for Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z didn't pack a lot of story in the 24 minutes. It wasn't good. But for some reason, we loved it.
They did sometimes. They had a lot of story smashed into a couple episodes, and then it was episodes of Goku charging his Spirit Bomb.
For forever. I think it took a month to hit Frieza with it.
It felt that way.
It did. It took a whole month because it was one episode a week. It was like 4 episodes of him talking to Frieza and mad that Frieza didn't kill Krillin.
Well, wasn't it other guys like fighting each other?
Nah.
At this point, it was just waiting on.
I'm thinking back when it was like Cell. Like
Yeah.
this, then like Gohan was there doing.
But that was after.
Yeah,
that was out. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But that was a dope episode too, with the Gohan with the one hand versus the Cell, doing the one-handed Kamehameha. Man, we are nerds, guys. Sorry.
Did Goku use the Spirit Bomb against Frieza?
Yes. That's how he defeated Frieza with the Spirit Bomb.
Wasn't it? I thought it was Trunks. I thought he came up out of nowhere with the sword.
That was Future Trunks.
Future Trunks was Cell
Right.
Saga.
Yeah.
Or Android Saga.
In another story, in the Z Sword story, Trunks chopped up Frieza, but that was
Right.
Future Trunks in the alternate universe.
In the alternate universe. Okay, that's what I'm seeing.
But that was like later on.
Right.
That happened and went back, yeah.
Because he fought Frieza and King Cold and Cooler.
Yeah.
Bionic 6. Ooh. Remember that one?
Nope.
Bionic 6. What?
You know what I remember? I remember Beetleborgs. Beetleborgs. I know it's not a cartoon.
Those weren't a cartoon,
but man, I remember some Transformers was the ish though, bro. Okay, so I know they got all these Transformers movies out now. I think there's like 6 of them now, 7 of them, but none of them compare to the Transformers the movie that came out in 1986. That movie, the soundtrack on that movie is ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
You ain't gangster if you ain't cry when Optimus Prime died. I don't care what you say. You are not gangster if you didn't cry.
The moment everybody's life changed is when Hot Rod became Rodimus Prime. When Optimus Prime voice came up and said, "Arise, Rodimus Prime," he was like, "What?
That was it.
What?" It was a new era of Transformers that was born.
Remember the Beast Wars? I think I watched all of that. I didn't like it, but I watched
The Beast
all of
Wars. The Beast Wars. They was cool. They had their place. I like the fact that later on in like some of the Transformers series, they brought in the Beast Wars as a different sect of Cybertronians. You know what I'm saying? Kind of tied that in. So you had the Beast Transformers, and then the Insecticons, and they tied that in. But they don't beat the originals, man. The originals, man.
It was just before my time.
Was it though? I
Well,
mean,
in the context of him recognizing and being cognitive of what he was watching.
I mean, but in that case, it was before my time too. That movie came out when I was born. You know what I mean? Like real talk. I happened to see the movie one day and I was like, this is crazy. Matter of fact, it was that Nighttime Video. Remember Nighttime Video? The 555. It was the 5 movies of games for 5 days for $5.99. Video stores. You know what? There's a lot of y'all kids that don't even know what a video store is, and it's sad.
Drive by old abandoned Blockbuster every damn day. Don't even know it. Don't know. Be kind. Rewind.
They
the
don't
original clapback. That's the original clapback. Be kind. Rewind.
Y'all don't know about late fees that cost more than the movie. Y'all don't know nothing about that. Nothing. You don't know about you done had this movie for 46 days. That's gonna cost you $86.35, right? But since legally we can't charge you more than the movie is, it's gonna be $13.99, sir.
Don't know about having 4 different accounts, depending on which Blockbuster you went into.
Right. I'm gonna open up a new video account, sir. Y'all don't know about that. See, now y'all got Netflix and chill. We just have to go to Blockbuster, get the movie, and then chill, and then bring it back before 2 days was up. That was a trip. You know what I'm saying? Y'all think Redbox, man, get out of here.
Waiting on the new release like it's for real a new release.
Right. When they had
Ain't no
that
Cody. Ain't no Cody here.
When they had that one shelf and it was 17 of the same movie, and you go there, you like, I know this release date, and it was all gone.
You saw the covers, but there was nothing behind them.
Yeah.
Somebody in the house left work or school early to get there.
Right.
As they were putting it out on the
Right.
damn.
That's not fair. That's not fair. Y'all knew that wasn't fair. And y'all knew, because I was in school. I ain't have no control over what time I got to the Blockbuster. No control. Or Hollywood Video. No.
We Blockbuster over here. We're not Hollywood.
Bruh. Silverhawks was the coolest stuff ever. The most rock star of intros. Right? Everybody knew when Silverhawk was coming on because you could hear it from the kitchen. Tallyhawk! And you just knew. Gotta get to see this intro though. The rest of the show wasn't all that, but the intro was amazing.
Man, I'm just saying. Silverhawks.
Yo, so whoever's watching this, I need a Silverhawk show. I need a reboot. Speaking of reboot, remember Reboot?
I see what you did there, player. I see what you did.
That was one of the first like 3D
Yeah.
shows.
That was his big like claim to fame.
Used to freak me out.
Did it?
Yeah.
I loved Reboot when he had the little wrist thing that could just do anything. Yeah.
Well, then they played the games like it was like video games though, but it was
Right.
like they were in the video game. That was next level.
Yeah.
Got another one. The video game being in a video game. Remember the laser tag cartoon?
Yeah.
I do not remember this.
Do you remember the laser tag?
I don't remember this. No.
Where it was the laser tag cartoon. They really laser tag in a cartoon.
That's wild.
I'm just saying. It was like pew 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 pew.
That's wild. That's dope.
It literally.
That's kind of one of the themes of cartoons in the 80s, early 90s was they were selling toys.
Okay.
The entirety of the cartoon was built around the idea of selling a toy.
I get that. I do. But there was also better cartoons though that weren't built around toys, right? There was better ones.
Name a couple.
Bro. Mask. Yes.
There's no way that's not built around toys.
They had toys. Everything had toys. Everything had toys.
It
But
was built.
built.
Man, if we were just watching the intro to that and like the way the one shit, like the Spy Hunter way, the like boat would fly out of the other car and like turn into a jet. The helicopter like jet.
I'm not gonna say there weren't toys and the toys weren't cool.
The toys were like the primary thought of that before.
But it never made it past like what was it, 1 season? 2 seasons? And the toys
Exactly what it was toys.
Huh?
Like
But the toys
He-Man,
didn't make it either.
He-Man, that wasn't built around toys. Thundercats, I don't think was built
pause.
around toys.
He-Man, the show was totally built because of toys.
Really?
The show exists to make the toy exist.
Really?
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm gonna give you the bottom line. Up front on He-Man.
Okay.
He-Man, my homie. All right. He-Man, my homie. All right. So here's the paraphrase version of the Netflix show about toys and how they were created in history in a documentary. Watch it, Netflix. Giving you a plug because I want to plug back. Boom. Anyway, you work that out however you feel needs to be worked out. I'm trying to get us some Netflix money.
Hey.
Anyway, so bottom line.
Hey.
The top dude sitting down talking with what did they talk about? Mattel. Yeah, Mattel, right? Mattel's the one who did Mattel. All right, they meeting with Mattel. And first of all, let me tell you how He-Man was even made. He-Man was the very first He-Man was put together by bits and parts of other toys. Homie's like, didn't know they were showing up today. Gotta throw something together. All right. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure He-Man's, I might be mixing it up, but I think even He-Man's clothes, either his or Skeletor's, was like cut from one of the dude's socks. Like no bullshit. Like for real. Check it out. Watch the show. Not joking. Dude took off his sock, cut it up. Like here you go. Got some clothes.
It kind of makes sense that his arms and legs are like bare as hell.
Right.
All right. So one side part of it was they had like a deal. They had like a little side deal because Conan and the Barbarian was coming out, but that was later on. But people thought He-Man was a knockoff of Conan Barbarian, even though it wasn't, because the dude came up with He-Man before Conan Barbarian even started filming or anything like that.
Right.
But that was a big lawsuit. Anyway, back to the He-Man part. So they were meeting with the Mattel guy. He was like, yeah, we got this cool dude, He-Man. We want to blow him up. The guy's like, okay, yeah, he's a big muscle dude, but like, we got Star Wars right now. Star Wars kicking ass. All the toys selling up the shelf. Why do we really want He-Man? So dude's like, well, no, check this out, right? Boom. Because not only you get this action figure, and a lot of people don't know this, when the first so there was two versions of He-Man. The original He-Man wasn't oh boy, the Prince and all that stuff. Like He-Man was a straight stone cold savage killer, like straight Norse god, like I'm rampaging, I'm pillaging, everything going down. I'm He-Man. Like for real, He-Man. You know what I'm saying? He's like, so look, this is what we're gonna do. So people know, because Star Wars know the backstory. We're going to drop a comic book with the action figure so people could read it as they buy them. So the dude was like, Mattel's like, you know what? Boom, click it. I like that. Boom, leave, so they start working. So they come back and it's like, all right, cool. I got He-Man and I got this comic book. But like, again, all this other stuff selling. Like, but what's really the draw other than like this comic book and this, he look muscle bound dude. He's like, well, nah. Again, homeboy, the dude who just out the blue in the meeting. Remember this is on the fly. He gets props. I want him on the team. All right. He goes. So when they left the first time, the owner of the He-Man was like, dude, you been thinking about it when you make that? He's like, just now, because you wasn't saying nothing. So the owner of Mattel comes back like a month later. And it's like, all right, cool. We got He-Man in the comic book. But like, this really ain't gonna sell. Oh boy, the little idea dude's like, nah, you don't remember me telling you about the TV show we gonna do? So the owner of He-Man's like, you ain't bring that up to me, but I'm gonna be quiet. Run with it, homie. Yeah, we gonna do a whole He-Man movie. Put it on TV. And so the dude at Mattel was like, you know what? This is pretty good. This is gonna work. So they switched it from it was gonna be one movie, and they broke it up into 5 episodes that week. I don't know if you remember. I'm gonna go ahead and show my age. I ain't scared of America. I was at home that week when they did the He-Man on WB channel 38. I watched it every day, 5 episodes, Monday through Friday. I knew who He-Man was at the end of that, and I was at the store with my grandmother getting my toys. I had me a He-Man toy, but I need you to understand, dog. Like seriously, He-Man is gangster. But before we continue about He-Man, let me tell you somebody who else is gangster. On the side, Barbie. Go to watch the Netflix show. The Netflix show about why Barbie is gangster. One reason, I'm not going to spoil the rest of you. Barbie is based on a Russian prostitute. A straight up Russian prostitute. But it gets better. Not just a Russian prostitute in itself, but an actual Russian prostitute doll that you bring to the female to say, I want to get it on with you. Barbie is based on a get it on Russian prostitute doll. Gangster. But back to He-Man.
Wait, how can we go back to He-Man? We just talked about Barbie being a prostitute.
I'm not spoiling it, homie.
So like, what else?
You gotta watch. You gotta watch the rest.
What about like Thundercats? 'Cause I think that's what we were originally talking about. Because I got like in our conversation last week, I got Thundercats, I got Skeletor and Mum-Ra mixed up because that's what was going on in my head.
The ever living.
That's a whole nother story. When you watch the whole He-Man thing, and it brings up to the whole Skeletor, and it crosses into the whole Muscle Man phase and every stuff like that. All I'm saying is, there was a plot by the Illuminati back in the 80s to get parents to buy toys for kids.
Cutting that out the video.
I think we'll put that in the video. I ain't worried about it. Come at me, Illuminati.
But
I'll join that shit so fast. Watch me. You won't even know. I'll be acting normal. And then you say some stupid shit. I'm just like, all right. We'll see.
See what I'm saying?
I won't react or anything. I'm just like,
Did you know that I'm a level 989 wizard?
a Dungeons and Dragons.
My dude. Speaking of Dungeons and Dragons, do y'all remember the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon?
I sure do.
I do not.
I
What?
sure.
Yeah, bro.
What?
I think it was like 2 episodes. Yeah, man. It was a Dungeons and Dragons cartoon.
I ain't get to finish. Let me finish the last part about
Oh,
the
we gotta
gangster
finish
He-Man.
the gangster He-Man.
He was a gangster He-Man too.
Was
So
he a
then
blood or
during that
crip?
time, what's that?
Was he a blood or a crip?
So done. I'm about to tell you. This is the reason I brought up. This is the reason I brought up Barbie, because at this time Barbie was the #1 selling doll. So here's the thing.
Is that how She-Ra came?
Barbie is gonna kill you, dog. I told you she gangster. You better stop. You don't. You think it's a game. You think it's a game. Watch the documentary, and then you come back with your apologies.
I think I was right.
So Barbie was killing the game, right? When the dude with the Mattel did his deal, it was like on some straight like, well, Mattel's like, we don't think you're gonna really do well, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do your deal. It was, I'm paraphrasing. You can look it up, but it was basically like, all right, cool. I'm gonna make like a ridiculous level of money up front and like 60% of sales because you're not believing in me, but I'm gonna give you this product. Mattel's like, we ain't expecting you only do maybe about $1 million, right? Well, again, they popped up on some Black Panther stuff, went out the gate, hitting 10 mil this month, 100 mil the next month. They hit like $1 billion. They outselling Barbie now. So Barbie people like, nah, this ain't even cool, right? So they try to go to war with Mattel, with He-Man. So with He-Man people, they're like, you know what? We about to kill all this. We dropping She-Ra on that ass. Killing the game now. Now they doing like 100 million a month. They was in there fighting, going crazy. He-Man all over the TV. They didn't got the She-Ra going on. Just dropping it. Then guess what happened? I ain't spoiling it. You gotta watch it on Netflix. I ain't even gonna spoil it.
Joe. What G.I. Joe?
So we got Barbie as a gangster. We got He-Man, rather the guy who came up with the idea of He-Man gangster.
There is somebody we forgot to talk about that is gangster with a capital G. Matter of fact, his initials, I believe, truly stand for Gangster Incorporated instead of Government Issue. I'm talking about Gangster Incorporated Joe. G.I. Joe.
American hero.
Only one at a time. You ain't gangster if you didn't cry when who got stabbed with the serpent. You didn't watch the G.I. Joe movie.
What are you talking about? Recently? The new movies?
Back in the 80s, man.
No. I wasn't a G.I. Joe fan. Dude. I knew about G.I. Joe. I know how important it was, but I wasn't a G.I. Joe fan. You know why I wasn't a G.I. Joe fan? No robots.
But Cobra Lie, man.
It wasn't no robots. They ain't had no robots. I wasn't a fan. Real talk.
They came on after Ninja Turtles.
Well, I'm a real G.I. Joe
I was
fan.
about that life.
The only reason Ninja Turtles got a pass because they was turtles with swords and shit. That's it. They got a pass.
I remember watching Ninja Turtles. What did they do? They followed the He-Man mystique. They did a whole week introduction. It was a movie that they broke up over 5 episodes for that whole week.
Mm-hmm.
I was at my grandma's house watching it in Holly Grove. Remember like it was yesterday. But I'm going to tell you, you know what changed it? What really brought the anime up front?
Akira did change things, man. Akira changed, Akira changed everything. It was Akira, then it was Robotech. Those two changed everything. Robotech made storyline relevant for everything to come after it.
Yeah.
Because before you, I want to say this, before Robotech, every cartoons and animes were geared toward stories that could fit inside of a 24-minute episode.
Yep.
And then Robotech was like, no, this entire series is one story. Right.
Because they were following their manga
right,
narrative.
right. And they followed it to the T. And Robotech changed the game, man. The Robotech is classic.
Cartoons, not anime. Anime were pretty good about having a story, having a narrative that fit.
We're talking about into American society. That's what changed the game for American society.
You said cartoons and anime. I was like,
right. Yeah.
anime.
No, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm clarifying for America.
Yeah.
Right. Because you remember, there was a point. Well, it started with Akira and then into Robotech, and then from Robotech into the Gundam series. But even before, it was more of a pull to just grasp at what was new and not understand, instead of trying to understand and build what we got first. That's why in the beginning we had what was deemed Japanimation.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right, before they understood the term of anime, and separation of that in manga and stuff like that, because they just pulled it so fast, and there is from just Japan and so Japanimation. I think that is one of the things that is definitely different with the Eastern and Western culture when it comes to cartoons versus anime, and the level of storytelling that exists right now. The Eastern culture stays true to form. Like if you go to a Kiss Anime or a Crunchyroll, or some stuff that passes on Hulu and Netflix or Crackle, you see the difference in how the storylines are laid out. Where you have a show like a Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball to Dragon Ball Z to GT, to Super, which is a few hundred episodes. Well, in the Dragon Ball Z, Kai came back, but that fell back into the kind of revamp remix, if you want to say, right?
Yeah, because they did what, Super then Kai, and it was the same thing. They just shortened it up again.
Super's the one that's going on now.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, Super's now.
So Kai was the remake of the original Dragon Ball
GT,
Z, right?
Yeah, after GT came Kai. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But I mean, if you look at Fairy Tail or
Fairy Tail, so amazing.
But it's like 800 episodes deep, and it's all continuous episodes.
Something like Bleach.
No, Bleach is another one now.
Oh, okay. Bleach has like a ridiculous
you
amount of episodes.
You got to recognize the Zanpakuto in that.
Yeah.
Gintama, you have Bleach. They're up there. Fairy Tail.
One Piece.
One Piece. That's what I'm talking about. One Piece is Monkey D. Luffy.
Yeah.
You look at Hunter x Hunter, right?
Yeah.
People sitting waiting for that next arc to come out, to drop.
I'm waiting.
Where they remade it. There was a Hunter x Hunter, and they had to remake the whole thing.
Well, I say I remember the original Hunter x Hunter when they played back, what was it, late 90s, early 2000s, and then when they redid it for this new version, which the battle with the Zolex against the Spider Clan, the King of the Clan, when they fought him in the hotel. When they were going to kill the mob dudes, the older version of that was so smooth. Like I mean, the current version is nice, but it was so dark. The scenes were just darker and just rough. It was just like somebody about to die. Like if it wasn't like, okay, it's a cool cartoon, somebody gonna die. It's like, nah, somebody about to put them paws on them. You know what I'm saying? Like you about to get it.
Well, that's like Full Metal Alchemist. Like when we first got Full Metal Alchemist, we didn't get the raw, nitty gritty consequences. Full Metal Alchemist. Now we got the Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and you get the consequences in that thing.
Which they did the live action one on Netflix, right?
I just saw that.
So cheesy.
I like it.
Oh no,
I like it.
I'm sorry.
It's a love-hate relationship for me. It took me 3 times to watch it because I fell asleep the first 2 times.
The first 15 minutes, and I'm like, I can't do this.
Once you get into it, I mean, it's the same story.
But yeah, you gotta get into it. But yeah,
nothing is
okay. I'm gonna say this. This is gonna sound wrong. Remember last week we talked about casting, right? The Asian dude with the blonde hair. It's just rough for me.
See, and now I was thinking about that as I was watching the show. Like, we used to, before, internationalization, before you had a lot of the different types of people mixing up in the same areas, like, there's a ton of Asian movies that have always been primarily Asian people in them. I mean, and by primarily, I mean, like, only Asian people in them. and they represented all of the American people. They were represented. I mean, there was I feel like there was an opportunity for them to bring in like American people, but American people don't bring in Asian people for all their films. So, like,
I'm not. I can't do it because here's
I know. Or they're definitely like European.
But here's why I can't do it because the storyline isn't different from the cartoon. So I just rather watch the cartoon. You know what I'm saying? While the CGI is awesome, they definitely got Alphonse right. Like that's spot on, right? Perfect. I've never seen anything be that spot on before. And they got the transmutations right. It is a masterpiece in that regard. It's just the acting is like real cheesy, and I'm just like I could watch the cartoon and
it's every good Japanese show I've ever watched. I mean, I still love it.
That's just not my type of TV though.
Fair.
It's kind of like what they did. No, it's not like what they did, but like. I watched the Death Note movie that's on Netflix because Death Note is an amazing anime. Have you watched it?
The movie?
The show.
Show, yeah.
Okay.
The movie also, yeah. And
yeah.
The movie was awful.
The movie is terrible, but like it looks good, and so I made it through the whole thing, on Death Note. And the best thing about Death Note is who played Christopher Walken playing. The what you call him? The
Shikigami.
The Shikigami. Yeah, that is the best part about the whole show.
That's the only good part.
The only good part. Everything else is messed up.
Well, like I like the characters that they have. I mean, I did not like what's the main guy? Light.
Yeah, Light. I didn't
like him at all.
But the dude who played L.
I mean,
did good.
It was a completely different character, but I liked that character too.
I did too.
So
yeah,
to that point, I mean, and to your point, like Death Note is all Asian people. There was no Asian people in that.
Right.
Full Metal Alchemist is all English people.
Yeah.
I mean, they had the Mustang is Asian guy, like
yeah.
he's an Eastern branch, whatever.
Yeah.
And in that they were all Japanese actors.
Right.
I mean, it is what it is. Casting. I mean,
Casting.
They could have done better.
But
And on that point, I look back at Avatar and like did like a comparison from the characters.
Yeah.
They actually did those right. And I don't wanna like believe it, but like we were talking about last week. So the fire characters are all Indian, they're designed after the like Indian people, and the Earth tribe and the Water tribe are both modeled after like Westerners. And even so, the Wind tribe, that's the only one that was like kind of iffy, except for the guy that they got to play that character fit that character perfectly. So, like, I mean, yeah, he's Asian. I mean, obviously he's supposed to be like a Buddhist monk, but he looks exactly like Aang. So,
but that's not that wasn't the thing in question. At least not in my point of view. It was the main characters, like the dude who's playing. What's the guy's name that have the boomerang sword? It's not Walker, is it?
The brother?
The brother.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So the guy who's playing him is the same guy who played Anakin Skywalker in Star Wars, and that dude's a terrible actor.
Was it him?
I think so. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I don't think it was him. But I think it was my issue. My issue wasn't racially who the actors and actresses were. My issue was the people they picked as actors and actresses.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was my issue. It wasn't where they were from or what their ethnicity was. It was who they were as a person acting on the film in front of my face.
They could have done better.
They could have picked better, is what I'm saying.
Japanese anime will always surpass American cartoons, in my opinion, only because of the amount of time that the story writers put into their stories.
I think they have more culture to pick from. When they start writing stories, there's more culture to choose from.
See, that's the thing. Like American cartoons, for example, He-Man is based off of
You're talking about
Norse mythology.
Mm-hmm.
They have a whole bunch of mythology to play with, and they didn't even get into any of it.
So
Like so many of these, you have all these space opera type shows. What was that show with the little ghost guys, and then they had the Triceratops who shot peanuts out of its horn.
Oh, you're talking about Herculoids.
Herculoids,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you had all these type of shows, Space Ghost. You had all of these, but what they had to
Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
I mean that's way later. But yes, but they have so much that they can do.
C-Lab
with.
2021.
There's so much like culture that they can bring in and build stories based off of, but they didn't because
nothing that has that level of mysticism.
right.
That's in that part of the world.
I mean, to your point before, like all of these shows are built at a per episode base. Like the bad guy does something bad, and the good guys have to like stop them. And that's the end of the episode.
Right.
Well, it goes back to the point of, we talked about this for a couple episodes, the history. And it goes into the history of how they make animes based off the history of mangas, which is based off the art of storytelling. And over here on our side, it's you making your cartoons based off the history of shows such as our Cops and Robbers shows, our Lone Rangers, our the Lassies, like you said, they do the Dukes of Hazzard. It's the bad guy does something, the good guy catches him in the story. Right. The one show that we were going to get ready to have close, and to that would a show, live action show, they totally took the idea and Americanized it to a point to where it took that way. And, they took a wonderful thing from a man who would have brought that transition thing, Bruce Lee, and gave it to a white guy.
And what?
And they named it Kung Fu. Mm-hmm. Which would have been that story arc show that Bruce Lee wanted to have, which was his story.
Right.
Which was going to be his show.
Right.
That would have been the basis for our transition into anime. Kung Fu would have been that storytelling thing to give us that new standing arc. But at the same time, what do we push? We push from that, and now we got Incredible Hulk, which was per episode, good guy does something bad. Banner Hulk's out. He goes about his business, gets a new clothes, walks down the road to the next town.
We did get that crossover in Witchblade.
I was going to say Witchblade, and then also Afro Samurai.
Yeah. Yep.
That's the closest we've come, Afro Samurai, to truly mixing the Eastern and Western cultures with the style and having a story arc follow.
Samurai Champloo, though.
Yes, but it, and I'm totally with you. I'm totally with you. But to truly meld it is what I'm saying. Truly meld it.
Yeah.
Because Chaplin is pretty close.
Cowboy Bebop though.
Yeah, but
It's still a bad guy, and then
no, not that. But it's more. But I'm talking about. But it's more futuristic though.
It mixes the cultures.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But again, it's a very Japanese way of looking at the Western culture.
That's what I'm saying. Whereas, I mean, Afro Samurai, it was the Badlands, it was the Wild Wild West with a up to date hip hop feel of it, based in an anime world.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? You had all the aspects of American history with the Wild Wild West theme, with a hip hop mix on it. From an anime standpoint,
the music was so dope.
I mean, and there's been nothing like it till Junior Files 2018.
So look, that's been the show for the day. Thank you guys for joining us on this Throwback Thursday episode of The Kitchen. Man, loved having this conversation with y'all guys. You know what I mean? If there's any old cartoons or old animes that you guys feel like we may have left out and you want to discuss, go ahead and throw them in the comment section below. And as always, if you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. If you want to see more of our videos, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And as always, anything we talk about on The Kitchen is a conversation, not an argument, not a debate. And today I'm going to leave you guys with one of the greatest, most incredible creations coming out of 2018 this year by yours truly, MrBroadcast, the trailer for the Julian Files. Roll that beautiful beam footage. There's a mute button on my channel. I hate you. This is going in the video.
My name is Brandon and I ain't scared of Illuminati or Barbie.
I ain't scared of shit. What is that sound? That's a sink draining.
Yeah, I was gonna. Wait a minute.